Klein has stepped into the world of ritual magic, safe as long as you know who to call upon. Yet, not every danger comes from the supernatural. Sometimes it's the people watching from the dark.
Let's break down how episode 4 elevates the tension. Klein gains ritualistic tools for survival, but also attracts enemies who want to strip knowledge from him.
All right, welcome back to the show. Today's discussion is on Lord of Mysteries, episode 4. War, tell us what it's about.
Klein learns ritualistic magic from Old Man Neil, and then meanwhile, that secret organization, it has their eyes on Klein.
Yeah, the Aurora organization, which it starts off with the Honorable One, who later on we learn is Oracle Mr. Z, apparently.
Yeah, that was near the end a bit, but yeah.
Yeah. In the beginning, I thought it was the Master, but I had to go back and read and watch that part again, and I realized it wasn't the Master. It was the Oracle Mr. Z, sorry.
Yeah, and I think that's a callback to like how Greek mythology, right? Back in the days, in the Romans as well, I think, or was it only just the Greeks? But they used oracles to commune with the gods. So that kind of had, I think that was a tie there to show that, like, in order to even speak to the god, you need like an oracle that communicates to the god.
Yeah, like someone in between. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Well, the episode starts off with Mr. Vincent explaining how he sold the book to Klein and his friends who were researching the book at that time, but he considered them sacrificial lambs.
Right, I caught that. That was a good insight that we learned on this episode, that basically they thought the book was worthless, and that's why they gave it to them anyway, because they couldn't decipher any information from the book. At least that's what the Aurora
Yeah, that's what Mr. Vincent was saying. He was like, we couldn't get anything out of it. It wasn't giving us any secrets, so we had to sell it off to some sacrificial people who probably can learn some secrets out of it. I don't know. His whole plan was dumb. I can see why they were upset with him.
Yeah, his order or his
yeah, it's like, what? What are you talking about, bro? You couldn't get any secrets. Okay, give us the book back. Like, what do you think this is? Like, you just give it away to somebody? That's crazy.
I guess he was thinking that maybe by giving the book away and them sacrificing them by using the book, they were going to gain some knowledge from it. But yeah, it didn't work out that way for him, did it?
No, I think that was the dumbest thing he could have done, is go ahead and give it to some other group. And now the Nighthawks have it. So, yeah, I can see how the Aurora Order will be upset. But as we know, they are the force behind a lot of things with the Antigonus Notebook at the moment, using dark rituals and all these other things to try to manipulate, the world to give them what they want.
Yeah, it looks like in order to feed this god that they have.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not sure what he exactly wants yet, but we know the Notebook is involved. And then after the beginning part, we segue into Old Neil bringing Klein into his office.
Yeah. I like that scene. I thought it was pretty interesting.
Me too, yeah. And that gives us another power system, right? Divinations.
Yeah, divinations.
Which is basically praying to gods. And the gods lend you their abilities and their power.
Yeah, I love how they did some comedic. They did a lot of comedic parts in this episode, which were nice.
There was a part where he said that lower vibration beyonders kind of can't use, like they have to pray for divinations. So I'm guessing higher beyonders don't need to do prayers.
Yeah, so that was an interesting tidbit that you caught on that I missed. I didn't see that scene that they said that higher beyonders don't need divination. I wonder if that means that they're just so powerful that they don't even need the power of the other gods to help assist them, or they commune with them in some other type of way.
Yeah, I think that's what he meant. He said something like low vibrational beyonders need divinations in order to gain power from, other deities. I'm guessing. I'm not sure what word he used. So I'm thinking that higher beyonders, like higher in a sequence and whatnot, don't need those items on the table in order to
Oh.
get power loan from, higher spiritual beings.
Right, that's a good way to look at it. Actually, they could just do some type of incantation
Just the incantation, yeah.
or some type of, maybe.
But if you know at home,
There
once
you go.
again, leave it in the comments.
Yeah, let us know
Let
for
us
sure.
know how that works.
Maybe like Full Metal Alchemist, they just do some type of
Hand signs.
hand signs. Yeah, exactly.
Do some jutsu and it's done.
And it's done. And they call in. But I really like that scene in general because it was so funny about the 30-pound debt that he owed.
Oh, yeah,
That was
yeah.
a funny, cheesy way to do it, but it was cool.
Yeah, that was the first divination he did to get the money back.
Yeah.
Klein was like, "Oh, you can use it this way? That's crazy. What else can I do?"
Another cool thing about that scene was how when he called out that, to make sure to only call upon the Orthodox gods
Yeah.
and not any obscure gods themselves, right?
Yeah.
And then I noted that Klein himself even said, well, is that what happened with my luck enhancement ritual? Did I call upon an obscure god?
Yeah.
And that's how he ended up in the fog world, which makes me wonder then, is there another being in the fog world that is like residing there, like a sleeping giant?
Or maybe the fog is a deity in itself, which they, I guess kind of hint at later on, either Klein or the fog or a new sort of deity. But yeah, that's a interesting part as well.
Good take. Could definitely be a way. And while we're on the subject of that first scene, I did want to call out that I did a little research just to pull up the 7 unorthodox gods because I just was curious because we know one of them is the Evernight goddess. That's the one they always call out and chant.
Yeah.
So just to list it out for the audience and for our knowledge here, because I'm still very new to this content, it's Evernight goddess, right? God of steam and machinery, which kind of makes sense in their world. The Earth Mother, the eternal blazing sun, Lord of storms, God of wisdom and knowledge, and then the last God of combat.
Okay, so those are like the 7, I'm guessing, churches.
Actually, that might be it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, those are the 7 main churches. And old Neil also mentioned that they only considered them Orthodox gods because they know their intentions. So any other obscure beings, they don't know their intentions, which is therefore why you shouldn't pray to it, because who knows what it would want or what it wants to do.
All right, so the next scene had us introducing the Divination Club. What were your thoughts about that scene and how it was portrayed?
I thought it was cool to see that there's a group for divinations, and it can kind of further Klein's understanding of divinations and help him become better at it. And then it was funny to see Mr. Vincent actually running that club as like their main, I guess, professor of some sort.
Yeah, or cult leader or club leader.
Cult leader.
He seems like a cult leader.
Surrounded by women too. Like, go figure, right?
Yeah. I mean, that whole scene didn't give us a whole lot besides what you mentioned about like him acting and him like tying the chords in his mind of what a seer should be and how he could like deepen his understanding of becoming or acting as a seer. There was some fortune telling in that scene, 2 fortunes that were told, right? The first one was, I think, a legit one by that like rookie that told him basically he can't go back to his world yet, but it's not out the picture. Then after that, he paid his pound fee, and then he saw Vincent upstairs doing his whole thing with his whole group, his seance, whatnot, of practicing mirror magic. Then Vincent gave him his reading, and that wasn't really much either. Like I think it wasn't a fake reading because Vincent was trying to control him to go to the house. That's why.
Yeah, it was all planned, pre-planned.
That's why he said like, "Oh, I see in your future family and gathering."
Yeah, I was just planning to assassinate him.
Yeah, which wasn't well planned out, I guess.
Yeah, which is a silly plan. First of all, he gives away the book like a moron. Then he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill Klein to avenge for giving away the book." But like, his group don't care about that. They just want the book back. Whether or not Klein is alive was completely pointless.
It doesn't seem like they Vincent himself is targeting Klein, but not the group itself. Like the group didn't really care.
He's like, I'm gonna take care of the one sacrificial lamb that's left over. But like at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure they just wanted the book back.
Yeah, well, tough luck. They weren't going to get it. So I guess the next best thing was to get the knowledge out of Klein, which ironically Klein doesn't even know anyways. So
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have anything that can help them.
exactly. So it was all wasted effort.
But I do like how Klein kind of figured out that by telling fortunes, he can help the potion digest better, also get paid, and also learn divination. So he's got a plan. And I think it's in the next episodes coming forward, we'll see him doing a lot more divinations on top of using beyond their abilities.
All right. Well, let's talk about the next following scene when Klein goes home and what transpires there. I think that was one of the most interesting scenes in this episode because it gave us a lot of more, I want to say, mysteries.
Yeah. They're piling on.
Yeah. So one of the interesting things to me was when he was writing the incantation for himself to call upon himself in the gray fog to his comrades. He called himself, basically the king of yellow and black.
Yeah, what was that about? Do you know?
It took me a little bit of time to kind of understand that because I didn't understand what the reference was for the colors. But over time, through the episode, I noticed that it's the throne that he sits on in the fog world.
Okay, that might make some sense.
Yeah, the throne itself, like the chair, it's actually yellow and black.
Yeah, I wonder if later on he kind of takes on the color scheme for his outfit of some sort.
That could transpire for sure. And another interesting thing, so I really like this scene that led up to it when he went into the gray fog and called the comrades because it gave us a little bit more comedy, right? We got the whole scene with the dog.
Oh, yeah. What was that like about? I wonder if there's more to this dog later on. Are we going to see a Beyonder dog? Is that what's going to happen?
The Hangman pretty much confirmed that he's going to be a Beyonder now.
Yeah, is he going to call him into the fog too and have like a dog sitting next to him?
And I mean, with the spectator power, right? Is that the
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the dog consumed the same potion as the girl.
Yeah.
Audrey. So, yeah, that would be interesting. And then Audrey also did mention that like with the spectator abilities, she can sort of read minds. Mm-hmm. But it kind of sucks that she has to like live in the shadows from now on and like watch people. It's basically she's a stalker. It's like, what kind of abilities do you have? Well, I gotta stalk people every day. It's kind of my job,
She has to stalk and act like she's not like herself, but like emotionless. Indifferent about
how's she gonna be in a relationship? Like that's kind of crazy.
It's over for her at this point.
Yeah, seeing peeping Tom makes me stronger, increases my powers. That's crazy when you think about it.
Another cool thing I wanted to call out this scene was the symbols that appeared over the the hangman had the anchor. She had a dragon that appeared over her, and then he had like some twisting, like symbolic thing that had like an empty space, almost like an eye that was supposed to be there. But he was saying himself that the symbol over himself was incomplete, almost like it's generated or crafted itself. So that
maybe it's a reflection of their true power, and since he hasn't reached it yet, they don't like the fog somehow doesn't know what it is yet.
Per se, it could definitely be. Let us know, guys, in the comments.
Yeah, let us know.
I'm very interested, very curious.
What these symbols mean. But I'm also thinking the fog might also be connected to the seer ability at this point. So the fog kind of like embodies his abilities. So it's kind of telling the future and also seeing through them at the same time.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, definitely helped him in the last episode a lot. So it seems to enhance his abilities when he's in there.
Yeah, and then also the hangman mentioned that Klein uses a 3-line invocation, and he was stating that that's really only for gods. So he's assuming that Klein is some sort of deity or god that they need to pray to going forward. And then Klein comes up with the idea, he's like, how about you guys go home and pray to me for some dreams?
Some good dreams.
That's kind of creepy when you think about it, right? Pray to me for some good dreams and have a good night.
Exactly. Yeah, there's definitely more to come. There were some unique things in that. Every time we get into the Great Fog, there's always just more, mysteries that keep coming up.
Yeah. Now, how did you feel about the battle scene, when the girl turned into a monster?
Yeah, so let's get into that. The final, tension scene or action scene when she's praying into the mirror, or she's really just asking the mirror for all the girls' husbands, right? Or their true love.
Yeah, the true love. Typical.
When will she find her true love?
Typical thing to ask in front of a mirror, right?
In 13 years.
Right now, it's a lizard, lizard woman coming out the mirror.
But it was a very cool scene that when it started picking up and how she got possessed by the mirror.
Like, I was trying to figure out, was that Mr. Vincent? I mean, it is Mr. Vincent controlling this lizard monster, right?
Right.
But is it also another entity at the same time? I don't know, honestly.
I think it's a combo. I think it's like Vincent was using some type of ritual because that's what was laced around the mirror itself. It was like these words. Remember, that's why they lit up green? And then when Klein went back to Vincent's house, he saw that pieces of the mirror that Vincent used also had the same ritualistic symbols on it. So it's almost like he himself, when she did the mirror ritual, for lack of a better term, I think it's called the ritual. She was thinking that she was calling on the Crimson Goddess, but she was not. She was calling upon whatever deity or being was in between that he laced the mirror with.
Yeah, he put the symbols on it. Yeah, that's all that.
And that's also why he was like buffing it. Because at one point, remember, he threw blood into it to make it stronger. He's like, my God, I call upon you. Grant me more power.
Yeah, Buddy was chopping himself up, throwing pieces of himself.
What was that about? He just ripped his whole arm off. And threw it. Like, what?
He's like, yeah, here's some blood. Power me up.
Yeah.
That's a crazy power up. Like, I don't know if I want that ability. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's something like blood magic a bit, which is cool too in other animations and,
He's got to be a masochist.
For sure. And another thing that made the most sense to me in that scene was like all this stuff is transpiring upstairs, right? As Klein gets into position, starts fighting him, he starts, the possessed being itself just starts grabbing and slashing forward, doing magic. Where's everybody else in the house? They have a whole party downstairs. Tell me, nobody heard the gunshots. Nobody heard.
That is true. There must have been a lot of noise, and no one recognized anything. Yeah, it's pretty.
The adults all drunk on wine.
Too much potion once again.
Yeah, I thought that was the one thing that stood out for me in the scene that I thought was a little awkward. All right, well, before we move on, I know you're there. I see you. Why don't you wipe off those sweaty hands and click that subscribe button and hit the bell to stay tuned for more content. All right, well, we're back.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about Klein's power up from the prayers. I wasn't really expecting that, honestly. That caught me off guard.
Right, and I guess both of them had to do it. So what made me a little confused was the hangman did it earlier in the day. It didn't seem to do anything to Klein. But the moment that the girl did it, then, I mean, I know he was in peril, but he got that boost of power out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Which pretty much seemed to like daze the demon. And then at that point, push her power off of him. And also, I don't know, I guess it dazed Vincent.
Yeah, maybe she had a stronger dream. That's all I could think of.
Yeah,
her dreams are stronger.
It definitely didn't give us a whole lot to go off of, but I guess it's just a little sneak peek at what could come later on as they keep on praying.
That whole scene made me think, like, will Klein have his own cult in the future? Is he gonna have like his own church, and they're all gonna pray to him and give him like power ups?
Could be possible.
It's kind of cheap when you think about it. It's like endless power. If you could somehow convince the villagers to pray to the god of the fog, whatever he called himself, I'm not sure. I forgot.
Yeah, well,
then
the god of luck, isn't it? Or pretty much.
Yeah, I think so, actually. Then, you'd have like endless power ups. That's going to be interesting. It's kind of cheap.
Very cheap.
Yeah.
But at least we see another way that you can gain power in this world besides just artifacts and beyonders.
True. At this point, I'm wondering, why does Klein still have his gun on him?
I mean,
like at some point, I don't know if that's going to do anything.
It did a little bit of pulling in this episode. He did shoot the mirror with it. And then,
yeah, I guess so. I mean, there's other ways to break the mirror, but okay.
Right. I mean, it was cool to see that at least he did take down the villain in this episode by himself. He's strong enough to do some things with the power of divination, but either way, or ritualistic magic, whichever way you want to call that. But there is ways that he could get boosted or buffed.
Yeah, good point. He did solo this one with the help of the Evernight goddess, of course. But he had to set everything up and then manage to get it all done within a certain time frame to actually win this battle. So that was pretty cool to see.
Definitely. So let's transition to then the last and final scene, right? That also was another foreshadowing kind of mystery scene that gave us some more things in the universe.
Yeah, we got to finally see Oracle Z, who's kind of like a Medusa-looking figure.
Yeah.
Was those snakes on his head? I think they were snakes, right?
I don't know. He looked like an octopus to me.
He's an
like
octopus
a
man.
mystical octopus.
And first of all, he shows up there, upset. I'm not sure how long it took him to get there, right? And then I'm like, why didn't you just do the job?
Good question. I don't know why.
You wouldn't have lost a loyal disciple, first of all, which you probably will need later on in the future. Yeah. I'm pretty sure henchmen are running low at this point.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully they were trying to give Vince his redemption for messing up all of this so far, but it didn't work out either way. And I mean, Vincent was pretty much half dead. I mean, he ripped off his arm. I'm sure he's going to die of blood loss regardless, but...
Yeah, you're probably right. I mean, they found his body, and then they found that little stone thing. Mm-hmm. And he was like, oh, what kind of, like, evil deity is this for or attached to?
Right.
And then you got the scene where the feather drops. And then once again, our boy Dunn Smith taking another L.
Yeah, that scene confused me the first time I saw it because I wasn't sure if that was just like him envisioning it, but later we found out he actually got pulled into that, right?
Yeah, he got pulled into the little realm where the true creator, I guess, resides.
Yeah, the true creator. And now we know the true creator is behind the feathers because as soon as he got pulled into that other plane, there was feathers, real feathers that were appearing there from the true creator. So what are your thoughts on the true creator? He looked pretty cool, right?
Yeah, he looks sick. I'm not sure why he's upside down, but he does look cool. Maybe he's a masochist as well.
It reminded me a bit of like Final Fantasy and like summons. He looked like a summon in Final Fantasy. I forgot which one. I think it's from Final Fantasy X. I forgot the name of the summon, but he looked a lot like him. He comes up upside down.
Yeah. I thought it was funny. In my head, when that scene happened, I was like, Dunn Smith again? He's like the Kenny. Like a South Park Kenny of Lord of Mysteries. It's like every episode Kenny has to die. Like that's what's happening to Dunn Smith.
Yeah, he gets put up against some crazy stuff for sure.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not sure what happens next because this episode ends on a cliffhanger. But I'm pretty sure the future episodes will hint on the true creator's abilities and what happens next.
Yeah, whatever is his true intentions or motives. That's really what I'm curious about.
Besides maybe to read a book, it seems like.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting how they said that Antigonus book didn't have any knowledge at all that Vincent could get out of it. So it makes me wonder.
I think the book is alive. It has its own soul, its own intentions. And it's like, I don't mess with you guys, so
I was about to go there.
You jack.
I thought about that too. So I was thinking maybe like the book itself like picks the reader. Like you can't, not anyone could just read the book. Like it has to pick you. And then when you read the book, the words actually appear, and then you could actually get the knowledge that the book possesses.
Yeah, I'm under the impression it has its own motives as well as everyone else.
Yeah.
All right, episode 4 was filled with lots of information, many details about shadowy figures behind the scenes, and gods above the stars. Well, it's been a great discussion. If you'll be so kind to hit the like button and drop some comments on us, let us know your thoughts. It's been a great journey, and we'll see you in the next one.
Take care.